from the north up in Iowa. I was born in Iowa, spent many years in Iowa, but then I've kind of traveled all over the United States. So I can't really claim one place as home, except for my birthplace. So that's about it. All right, I believe we are live. And remember that anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, so be careful. And we actually are going to go over some more stuff with ChatBots today. Today, we're going to focus on taking a look at Facebook and what you need to be doing in Facebook to get ready for your ChatBots and some of the settings that you're going to need to look at. And then we're going to go into the actual ChatBot and we're going to look at some of the menu items. You guys know how I do that. I go all the way through the menu items to explain them first. And then if we have time, we're going to actually do a little bitty workflow and you'll kind of see how it works and the way the system is set up, so that we can work a little bit harder on a bigger workflow and a bigger chatbot. So before we get started, does anybody have any questions?
I kind of played a little with it on Facebook and in the back office to see how it works.
And what'd you think of it?
You know, it's a really good tool if you know how to use it right.
Right. There's a lot of learning that we're going to do in these 7 days, right? You guys, I hope when we come out of this, your brain will be like, oh, I didn't even know why I thought that was hard. It's easy, right? It is actually easier once you understand how it works. To me, it's like brain surgery. Everybody says, oh my gosh, brain surgeons have to be so smart. I don't really think they're that smart, because I used to do some computer work for a neurosurgeon. And I thought he was kind of dumb as bricks. I wasn't real sure how he ever passed. So I think I figured out that he just took the mystery out of being a brain surgeon, and that's all it took. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to take the mystery out of ChatBots, and that way you won't be scared of it anymore. You can jump in there and play with it some. You'll have all the tools that you need to hopefully do just about whatever you want within the confines of what BuilderOff can do at this point.
That's one of the things that would help it with, we know, with the organic marketing for BuilderOff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good tool for organic marketing. And it's not that bad of a tool for paid marketing either. You just have to make sure everything's working right, so they can't get out of it and you lose the money that you spent on that marketing. So I wouldn't do paid marketing to a chatbot until you know for sure what you're doing and it's all working and all that good stuff. I would do organic first for sure. But I think that once the mystery is taken out, all of you guys will look at chatbots differently. And my hope is that you'll all look at them and go, oh my gosh, I can do that. If Shelly can do it, I can do it. And you'll be chatbot masters. Any other questions, you guys, before we get started today? Were you able to create your own Facebook page to get started? Anybody get that done? Good.
Oh, I've had a bunch of Facebook pages already.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. Roberto, do you have a question?
Yes, actually, I had a page where I wanted to get that chatbot connected to. I was able to get, you know, hello and the name, but I wasn't able to actually see it working. So
I'm going to give you the secret sauce today.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Yep. It is awesome. It's going to take a while though. That's the secret sauce is it takes a few days, but we will go through the secret sauce today. Anybody else get their Facebook pages set up? And did you have any issues at all with setting up your Facebook page? Sorry.
Evelyn had a question in chat. Wanted to know if it's in the $29.99 plan.
I think the chatbot is only available in the $49.90 plan. I think. I'm getting really confused on all that. I've got a lot of information rolling around in there, and I can't say for absolute 1,000% for sure, but I think it's only in the $49.90 plan.
You're right there. The dumb bot is the one that's available for us.
Okay, Evelyn, do you have a question?
I saw on the $29.99 Facebook automated messages? Is this the
should it be Facebook auto answer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I called the dumb bot yesterday. That's the one that we did together. It's actually the one where you can go in and attach a Facebook Messenger answer to a post. And I call it a dumb bot because it's only going to give one answer, one message. It doesn't go through and give a bunch of content, and it's not able to give you like pictures and video and links and all that kind of stuff. It's just one answer, and that's it. I believe that one is on the $29.90 for sure, but yes. I think the ChatBot, the full-blown ChatBot, I believe is only available on the $49.90 account.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, you guys? All right, you guys look like you're ready to learn more about ChatBots, are you? Okay, that sounds great. You guys are so excited. I'm so excited. Let's do this. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually show you some Facebook stuff that you need to know so we can start setting up our Facebook to work with Messenger. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to look at some Facebook stuff. And I actually created a brand new page yesterday so that we could actually take a look at some of this stuff that we have to work with and make sure that we've got the settings right. So the Facebook page that I made is actually my Team Awesome page. I actually have not made a Facebook page. I've got a Team Awesome group, and that's my Builder All group, but I've never made a Team Awesome page. And so I made a Team Awesome page last night. And I've got my little logo there. I've got my Builder All Diva right there. And so I did just the basic stuff to get started. And what I want to do is show you guys a couple of things. First of all, the most important place to go when we're working on settings for our Messenger chatbot is all the way over here to the right-hand side. And I'm going to go to Settings. The only way you see this is if you are the owner of the page or you've been added as an admin of the page. That's the only way you're going to see that setting right there. So when you see it, you can actually click it, and it's going to pull up all the settings for that page. And you can see there's a ton of them. This is the General tab, and you can see just all the settings for the General tab alone. And what you're going to focus on for your Facebook page is this one right here. It's called Messaging. And then this one right here, Messenger Platform. So I want you guys to do a screenshot if you know how to do a screenshot. And then I want you to circle Messaging and circle Messenger Platform, because those are the two places you're going to go to change settings inside of your chatbot to make it work the way you want it to work, okay? So I'm going to go into messaging first, and we're going to look at what we have to set up inside that area. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And these are all the messaging settings. And there's some general settings, response assist, and appointment messaging. So I'm just going to kind of go down and tell you exactly what all of these are, just kind of a summary. And I'll tell you the important ones that we want to focus on. So this one right here says use the return key to send messages. All that means is if you hit the return key, it's going to go ahead and do the same thing as send. So you can actually turn that on or off. Doesn't make a hill of beans what you decide to do. Default is off, so you can leave it off if you want to. The next one is prompt people to send messages. So on this one, it says people visiting your page may see more ways to send you a message, such as an open chat window. These will appear if you're online or if your page is very responsive to messages. By default, it's off, and that's okay. Right here, it's help people start a conversation with your page. And it says show frequently asked questions to make it easier for people to start a conversation with your business. This one is the one I want you to pay attention to right here. Remember when we went into those chatbots yesterday and it was the same 4 questions every time? It was like, can I get somebody to help me? Can you tell me more about your products? There's 4 questions. There's a standard 4 questions, and that is set here, right here in this messaging area. So you need to turn that off. It's by default on. You need to turn that off so those don't show up. You want your messenger bot to be the first thing that messages the user. You don't want those really weird questions popping up. Now I'm going to turn it back on because I want to show you what those questions are. You actually have the control over changing the questions. You can actually click change. And it actually has the questions right here. So it says, can you tell me more about yourself? We saw that yesterday. Can I learn more about your background? We saw that yesterday. Are you available to chat? And where are you located? You can change any of these questions and then save those changes. You can add a question. There's a lot you can do here if you want to leave those the default. But remember, as soon as we clicked one of those questions, it actually gave us an answer, but then we couldn't get to any more. We couldn't get to any more questions to actually ask it more questions. So if I clicked, can you tell me more about yourself? Then I couldn't get question 2, 3, or 4 to be able to get that information. I would have to actually know to delete the conversation and start it over to be able to get those questions again. So this one is definitely one that you want to turn off because you want your chatbot doing the work, not this default thing that's really not any good. We've got Response Assist. This sends instant replies to anyone who messages your page. That's like a default message. By default, it's off, and we want to leave it off. Let people know when you can't get to your computer or phone. By default, this is off. We want to leave it off. Show a messenger greeting. We're going to set up our greeting inside of our chatbot. By default, this one is off, so we're going to leave it off. And then appointment messaging. We have the ability to set up appointments through Messenger. You can actually type in a date and like we can meet on Tuesday. And if you guys have seen this before, it actually will pop up and say, do you want a reminder? And you can click that and it will set up a reminder for any meetings that you're talking about in Messenger. By default, that one is on and you can turn it off if you want to. I want to turn it off because I don't want my chatbot adding in appointment dates if somebody says Tuesday. So I'm going to turn that off. And then follow-up messages. These automatically send customers a message after their appointment that they set right here. I'm going to turn that off as well. So there's just a few things that we changed, and that was the reminders I actually turned off. And then all the way up here, help people start a conversation with your page. I turned that off as well. So those are the 2 things that I turned off in the messaging area right here. That's the second one down. So if you're doing screenshots, screenshot those bad boys, circle them, and make sure you know that those are the ones that you need to change. Does anybody need me to go back through those so you can screen shoot them?
Shelly, I don't show those questions here on my Facebook page. I just have the general settings. I don't have those questions that you went through.
Is the second one down messaging?
The first, yes, the first messaging on the left, when I clicked on it, messaging settings. It shows the general settings. The first question is, I mean, I can show it to you, but those.
Yeah, do a share so I can see exactly what you're saying because I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, let me show you.
It may be that you're just not special enough like me to have those settings, Roberto. Sometimes it works that way. Or I'm not special enough to have your settings. It could be either one of those. All right, so scroll up a little bit. And let's see, you're in messaging. Okay, that's good. So scroll down. Yeah, you don't have that. I don't know why. That's weird. I'm not sure if there's another setting that you might have changed to cause that to disappear. I'm just not real sure.
But anyway, you put them off, right?
Yeah, I turned it off. Absolutely.
Probably I don't need them.
Yeah, you don't want it because you want your chatbot giving all the content. You don't want the Facebook giving any content. So it's good to turn that off. So
Okay.
fabulous. So hopefully we'll get you set up, even though you don't have those showing on your Facebook. And hopefully we can figure out at some point why those aren't showing. Does anybody else have that issue where they don't have that particular item showing on their Facebook? Shawana, do you have it or not have it?
Willie Bradley had some questions.
Okay, where is it on the, when you go to that page, on your fan page, where is it located?
Let me share my screen. All right, we're going to settings first. And then we're going to messaging. And then after messaging, we're going to scroll down. And this one right here, help people start a conversation with your page. You want to turn that off. And then scroll down to the bottom and appointment messaging reminders, turn that off. Those are the two things that you need to change. And if you want appointment reminders, you can do that if you want to. But for me, I'm not going to be setting appointments in Messenger because this is going to be a chat bot. I'm not going to be physically on the chat bot talking to anybody. So I don't need to set appointments because I won't be talking with them. It'll be the chat bot giving them buttons to push. So there won't be really any way to set appointments at all. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. By the way, Shelley, don't mean to cut you off. I wanted to say it before you started. I just did that and I found settings on mine, the one that I created last night, and I went and turned everything off. Yeah. Now, I had a problem last night. I wasn't able to make mine work with the dumb bot. It wouldn't answer to the message. But so far, I'm on schedule with everything you have. I clicked on open up the page, top right corner, there's settings. Over to the left, I clicked messaging, and I went to messaging and found the two that you say turn them off, and that's why I am now.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Do I have to do that with each fan page, or can I do it from one in
every fan page?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep, you're gonna have to go in and do it manually, like washing your dog. You got to do it manually. You can't put them in the washing machine; it doesn't work. All right, so let's go ahead and share again. And let's go ahead and talk about the next area I want you to focus on. So I'm going to go back to the top. We're still in settings. So I'm right here in settings. And I'm going to go down here where it says Messenger platform. So if you guys are doing a screen capture that and circle that bad boy so you know that that's where you need to go. And when I click it, this is some more stuff having to do with Messenger and the whole Messenger platform. So we're going to go through and check some of these as well. So right here, we've got connected apps, and I don't have any apps connected. But if I was doing the Facebook auto answer tool, you would see that the auto answer app was connected. That's part of what happens when I connect things to Facebook to be able to do the auto answer, is it actually connects that app for me. So it will do the work for me that I need it to do. So if we were looking at a different group, you would see that auto answer app connected. Okay. Then the app settings, this will allow you to manage the features of what each app can do. Don't touch it. Don't touch it unless you're a developer or a programmer, because there's a lot of stuff in there that you can break if you start to configure it a different way. The next one is show attribution. This one allows content to be fully displayed and properly attributed to share between native apps. Again, this is an advanced feature. You don't need to do it because it has to do with the app and the ID of the app, so you don't need to change anything on there. The next one is whitelisted domains. This is where you need to pay very, very close attention, because this one will be the reason that your chatbot does not connect. Okay, so everybody listen carefully. When you whitelist your domains, what you're doing is you're giving Facebook Messenger permission to connect to a very specific domain so you can put your chatbot on your website for that domain. So for this one, my domain is builderallteamawesome.com. So what I've done is I've put in my fully qualified domain name. And let me look at you guys in the eyeballs, because this is an important thing to know. And there we go, Brad's getting real close. Fully qualified domain name, FQDN. Write that down. That's an important acronym that you need to know. FQDN, fully qualified domain name. If you see FQDN listed anywhere, that means you better have every stitch of information in that domain name. From the HTTP with the colon //www dot, and then your whole domain name. And because Builderall uses HTTPS, you need to make sure it's HTTPS colon //www dot, and then your domain. Okay. So when you start to whitelist your domain, there's 2 FQDN formats that you need to use. And let's take a look at what we've got on here. So make sure that you get it. So I've got HTTPS colon //www dot, and then I've got my domain name. And then I've got HTTPS colon // but without the www protocol. So you're going to do it both ways. You have to have both of those ways listed. Does everybody understand that? The instructions are there for you as well. So when you actually go to start to do all this stuff, the instructions are there for you as well. But I want to stress to you that you need this. If you mess it up and you put just like builderallteamawesome.com without the HTTP colon //, and you make sure you also have it with the www dot, if you mess it up and don't have that, it's not going to connect. You did not give it a fully qualified domain name, and it's going to pitch a fit, right? It's almost like when you do programming and you've got like a capital letter instead of a little letter, and your whole program doesn't work because of that stupid thing. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So you want to make sure that you're really paying attention to that fully qualified domain name, okay? And also because Builderall uses the SSL, the secure socket layer, you want to make sure it's HTTPS, okay? Any questions about that? Roberto.
Yes, in that case, I actually need a domain where the chatbot is coming from. Is that right?
Yes. So, but yeah, for me, I'm using my website, builderallteamawesome.com. That's where I'm going to put that chatbot on my website, and that exact domain. So I have to put that exact domain in the whitelist.
But that is the one where you're connecting the chatbot from Facebook to that website, or yeah, that is where the Builderall website where the chatbot is coming from. That's what I don't.
It's connected. It's the website that you're going to have the chatbot on, and then Facebook. It's so that they can talk back and forth.
Shelly, I was looking at mine and it looks like it's connected, and I don't even know when I did it.
Amazing.
It shows. Well, it shows what it does is it shows the auto answer from Builderall with the Builderall logo.
Yep. That's what I was saying is when you connect the auto answer, it connects that app for you automatically.
I know when I was playing with it yesterday, I connected them.
Yep, that's right. It does that for you automatically, which is really cool because I come from the days where you had to do it manually. And that was a pain in the booty trying to create the app and then make sure everything was configured right so that it would connect. You don't have to do that with that auto answer, so it's a lot easier. But make sure, guys, that you understand that whitelisting. Also, if you whitelist, so I've whitelisted this one for builderallteamawesome.com, okay? That's the website I can put that chatbot on. Now, if I tried to put it on something like shellyturner.com, I'd have to whitelist that one as well. Okay, so any place that you're putting that chatbot is going to have the domains whitelisted. And it has to be https:// and then the same thing with the www dot. You have to have both of those.
Okay, now I'm not quite sure. Okay, if I use my domain, I've got several different domain names, but if I'm using it from the one that is the marketing tool, whatever, I have to use that domain name in there.
Yeah. That's right. Whatever domain you're going to put that chatbot on has to be whitelisted. Okay, and it has to have both of those FQDNs. Okay. The other thing that you must have, Hadassah, do you have a question?
Just a simple question. What does whitelist mean?
Whitelist means that you're giving that domain permission to talk back and forth with Facebook, right? It means that they are able to connect because it's that domain, but anything that's not on the whitelist will not be able to talk back and forth with that chatbot.
So it's permission to connect with another site.
Right. It's permission to connect with the website when you attach your chatbot to it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. 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 Now there's one more thing that you have to know. And oops, I think Dominic, do you have a question?
I got a question. Sorry. Go ahead, Dominic.
Okay, so you can connect your websites. Do you have to have an individual page for each website, or can you do multiple websites per one page?
Multiple websites per one page. You just got to make sure wherever you put that chatbot at, whatever domain it's on is whitelisted. Okay. Gabriel?
Yeah, on the same token. So I'm a little puzzled. What if you have different domains, different niches? Do you have to have a different fan page or different Facebook account or something to? You're not putting all these domains. You're not whiteboarded, whatever you call it, whitelisted, right, under the same page. Because if I got a weight loss website and insurance website, they're two different niches. So
right. So they would be different pages.
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be different pages. And when you have different pages, it's going to be completely different whitelist list.
Okay, so under that page, that's when we whitelist it. On that particular page, you go in the settings on each particular page, you whitelist it there, and then this chatbot talks to that one, this one talks to, correct?
That's it.
So you don't mix
exactly it.
All right, got it.
What if it's just, it's not on your domain name, but it's just, from the Builderall platform?
Won't work.
It won't work. Okay.
It's got to be whitelisted. If it's not whitelisted, it's going to reach right out of that computer and smack you upside the head, Davida, because that's the way it has to be. And that's a Facebook setting. It will absolutely not communicate any information with the website if that website's not whitelisted.
Okay, so like if I'm marketing the business opportunity, then it has to be from the business opportunity domain name.
Yeah, whatever your domain is that you're attaching that chatbot to.
Okay.
Okay. I think you still might be, I feel like you're still kind of coming around in circles to it. So think about it a minute. And if you have another question, ask, okay? Because I'm not feeling you quite got it yet. So I want to show one more thing before we move on. And that is that now that we know that we have to have the FQDN of the domain that you're attaching the chatbot to, there's one more thing you have to whitelist, and that is hold on a second. https://cuinbox.com/. And that's going to be in the instructions, so nobody panic. Okay, you're not allowed to panic in here. That is not allowed. But when you go into the ChatBot and start to do all these settings, there's a lovely box that pops up and it tells you exactly what you need to do on whitelisting your domain. It gives you the format for the FQDN, and then it also gives you this exact domain name to add to your whitelist. If you do not add the cuinbox.com, it will not work. Okay, everybody understand that? So minimum, if you're connecting one chatbot to one website, you're going to have 3 FQDNs listed. You're going to have 2 for your own domain using https:// and then the same thing with www. in your domain name. And then you're also going to have that cuinbox.com. And you'll get all of that information when you're working in the chatbot.
Question, okay. Shelly. On that cuinbox.com, do we not have to add www?
Do it exactly like what's in the instructions when you see it. And when we go through and start setting up a chatbot together, I'll show you exactly where that's at. Okay.
I think that's where it'll help me, because it's absolutely. I can't picture it in my mind right now.
Yeah, absolutely, it will. But I want you to be connecting these things and have seen it in Facebook. And then when we go see it in the chatbot, you'll know those two go together. The problem is that if you do it by bouncing around, okay, we're going to go in Facebook and then we're going to go into the chatbot and in Facebook and into the chatbot, it gets really confusing. So I want to show you all these places in Facebook first, okay? And make sure if you love to do screenshots, take those screenshots and do those circle, underline, highlight, everything you need to do to remember those areas.
Thank you.
I think Hadassah had a question. Is that right?
Can you show it again so we can take a screen? I forgot to take
it. Absolutely. Right here.
Yeah, okay.
You got it?
I think you can hear me.
Do I need to make it bigger? Is that better? I made it a little bit bigger for you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are awesome. All right, so whitelisted domains are very, very important. If you do not have the correct whitelisted domains, it will not work. How many times did I say that, you guys? 5. That means it's really important. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going down that list. The next one is your messenger link. This is really, really cool because this little link right here is like magic. It takes people directly to Messenger and opens your chatbot. So let's take a look at what that looks like for Builder All Team Awesome right now. It's going to be empty, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to open a new browser window and I'm going to paste that in there and I'm going to click enter. And right now it just says, welcome, Shelly. Type start to get started. So that's what my little chatbot is right now. It's the basic of basic right now because we've got another step to do that I'm going to talk about in actually just a second. So that little link that we just looked at, that will take them straight to your chatbot. Now, let me tell you why that's important, okay? You may want them to not necessarily go straight to your Facebook page. You may want them to go straight into your Messenger window so they can start going through that chatbot and start engaging with the chatbot. And to do that, all you have to do is give them that little ME link and it will take them straight to your chatbot. So definitely screenshot that and highlight and underline it because that's a really cool one that we'll do some work with later on as well. Okay.
Connie.
Whoop, let me close. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. So we've got our messenger link. The next one is advanced messaging features. This one is the next most important thing that you need to do today. Remember, I had you create a Facebook page. The next step is to set up subscription messaging. What this allows you to do is to send non-promotional content on a recurring basis through Messenger to your subscribers. Okay, your messenger bot or your chat bot is not going to work until you do this. All right, so what happens is you click the little button and you start the process of submitting this. And I actually did this earlier today, but I'm going to show you the information that I submitted. So I'm going to click review info. And it's going to ask you a couple questions. The first one is describe how your page will use the subscription messaging feature. And you can answer, I'm going to send them news. It's for productivity. It's for personal tracking. So if it's for news, you can send them information about different events, information about sports, finance, business, real estate. It gives you all kinds of examples of what you can do if you choose news. The second one is productivity. This helps you manage personal productivity with tasks that include things like calendar events, reminders, and reminders to pay bills, etc. Okay, so that's productivity. Personal tracking. This enables people to get information and monitor data about themselves in specific categories, such as fitness, health, wellness, and finance. What you cannot do, and I want everybody to listen to this carefully, you cannot, absolutely 100% cannot use this for promoting your products. Are you listening to me? This is not meant, Facebook does not want you to use chatbots to constantly send out offers to people, right? So you're going to have to be creative in the way that you submit this form. So I want you to look carefully, and I'm going to put a copy of this form up on the replay so that you guys can see it as a resource, okay? Let's go back and take a look at it. I put that mine is about news, and it says provide additional details. And I put we are a membership site, and we will keep our members informed about our membership program, including updates to the program, changes, training, etc. And I misspelled training, but I think they'll get it. And then down here, it says, give examples of messages that your page will send. So it actually tells you, you have to give examples of what type of message you're going to send to people. And it gives you an acceptable one, like a travel advisory for Northeast winter weather. But then it gives you an example of what not to do. Flights to Hawaii as low as $499 round trip. What are you waiting for? So that second one is actually a promotion and a deal. It doesn't want you to do that. So when you give your examples, you have to give examples like you're informing people about things, not promoting things. So my example was a new video was added to your dashboard to show how to add an email to a subscriber list. Check the membership area for more details. Another example, today we added a new team member to our staff. Please join us in welcoming Tanya Robinson as our new marketing director. Please visit the membership area to find out more about Tanya and what she will be doing for the company. So no deals in there, no promotions in there, just information. Those are the examples that I sent them. Once I type those in, then I click that I accept the community standards and the messenger policies, and then I click submit. Okay, so let me look at your eyeballs. I'm going to put this up on the replay so you see exactly what I did. Do not say exactly what I said. Okay, because then they'll look at it and go, oh my gosh, they're going to do promotions every day. They just copied what Shelly did, right? If we have 50 people that's putting the exact same thing in, they're going to figure out that we figured out the system. So what I want you to do is look at what I put on there and put something similar, but not the exact same thing, okay? And remember, we're all about informing our people, not promoting to them or giving them deals or offers, okay? That's what chatbots are supposed to be used for, is information, value, and content, not offers and promotions, okay? So make sure you look at the replay area and that will be on there for you, okay? This process right here, once it's submitted.
Shelly, excuse me, Shelly.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think Ryan had a question. I saw his hand go up.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed it. Let me see. Where's Ryan? Ryan, speak.
Thank you. I know on other platforms you get a 24-hour rule. Does that not apply? Does that not apply if you're giving value first and then they engage with you and you've got 24 hours? Is it still not allowed?
What's the 24-hour rule? I don't think I know that one.
So within ManyChat, if you give value first and they engage back with you, it gives you 24 hours to do a promotional broadcast.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Facebook, you have to go look at their policies. They do not want you to do any promos. I don't remember seeing anything about a 24-hour rule. So I would suggest that you go in and look at their policies. And if you find a 24-hour rule in there, I might have missed it. But if you find it, let me know and I'll look again. Okay?
Yeah, I've heard of that too. I went through multi-day training and they talked a lot about that 24 hours. If they reply back to you, it starts the clock again. But yeah, it would be helpful to get you some documentation of that.
Definitely, because they're pretty strict about no promos and no deals. And you just want to be real careful because the last thing you want to happen is your Facebook shut down. So use it wisely, right? Use it wisely. And does that mean that you can never do a promotion? How many of you guys are in chatbots that people are doing promotions? Yeah, so it's not like you're going to go, get shut off completely the moment that you do a promotion. You just have to be really, really careful, you guys, because it's like we said that first day. If we abuse the chatbot and send 5 messages, 10 messages a day, and you're just hitting them with offer after offer, what's going to happen is Messenger will no longer be effective. Kind of the same thing of what's happening with email now, right? Email is not even close to as effective as Messenger. So we have to be protectors of Messenger to make sure it's used correctly so we don't abuse it and then eventually lose it because people just don't pay attention to it anymore. It's going to get like email. Dominic?
Okay, yeah, I sent you a text in the private chat. Can you use it to like announce your weekly webinar and maybe do like reminders?
Yes, that's allowed because that's not really promoting a product for them to buy. You are just informing them of something that is happening that's an event. So that is absolutely acceptable. So that would be good to go. Evelyn.
If I'm not mistaken, yesterday's you show an example of messaging on chatbot. I saw some pictures there of products.
Yeah, there are some stores that actually have like products to give more information about the products, but they're not like selling them right in the chatbot. And usually it's more about information about the product than it is actually selling the product.
Okay, thanks.
Ryan.
I can say from experience that just sending out promotional stuff gets a lot more unsubscribes as well. We dropped a restaurant that wanted to do flash deals and happy hour tonight and just promotion after promotion. They wouldn't listen to us. And I was worried about getting blocked from doing promotional content and ended up just saying, I don't think we're the right fit, because we wanted to send small videos showing how to make a cocktail and give the menu to that cocktail and these sorts of things. But they just didn't want to listen. And then they were blaming me for the unsubscribe rate. But I just said, if you just spam them like that, you're going to get me blocked and a lot of unsubscribes.
I think that was a good idea. That was a good direction to go for you, was to maybe step away from that client, because as much as I, hate losing business, everybody hates losing business, but you would really hate losing your Facebook or being shut down completely from ChatBots. And while I haven't heard of anyone that's been shut down, I'm sure that I haven't been listening hard enough, because, and if it gets bad enough, Facebook will shut you down. I mean, it's bad enough doing affiliate links and links to money-making opportunities that Facebook does not like. And they are taking massive action now to shut people down. It's you don't have to work too hard to get shut down on that now. And I think that if we abuse Messenger, it's going to be the same way, that Facebook will step in and go, yep, we got to get this under control. Because again, this is Facebook's bread and butter, right? They're making money off of people coming to Facebook and spending time on Facebook. And if Messenger's being abused and it's chasing people away, Facebook is losing money on ad revenue. That's a big deal to them. So they will clamp down if they need to. So we do have to be good stewards of the Messenger for sure, and make sure that we don't abuse it. Okay. All right. Let me go and share my screen again. And I'll go ahead and close this window. And then we've got in that same page that we've been in, we've got a customer chat plugin. This is actually native to Facebook. And there's actually a way you can set it up so that you get code for your chatbot to put on your website. But we won't have to do that here, because in our chatbot, it's going to give us code that we can use on Builderall. So we don't even have to actually go through this setup, because Builderall is going to do it for us. And then the last one, discover visibility. This is a new section in Messenger where people can browse and find chatbots in nearby places and businesses. By default, it's set to show. So it will actually show your chatbot in there. You definitely, if you're trying to get leads and you're trying to be visible, you never know. This may never result in a lead, but if you're trying to get leads, it may result in a lead organically. So leave it to show, unless you just want to hide your chatbot for some reason. But the default is show, so you don't have to change it. All right. So again, we were in the settings area and in the Messenger platform, and that's where we looked at all these settings. The most important areas on this page were the whitelisted domains and the advanced messaging features, where you can submit to be allowed to do subscription messaging. Those are the two most important things on that page. I've also got a video that shows you exactly how to do this, and I'm going to provide that in the replay area as well. So you're going to get a screenshot of the way I submitted this, and you're going to get a video that takes you step by step through this process, so you can get some help with going through it if you need it. Okay. Any questions so far, you guys? Those are the Facebook areas that I wanted to show you before we actually jump into the chatbot. Y'all hanging in there? Okay. Are you ready to jump into the chatbot and take a look at it? Oh, Roberto. Roberto has a question before we go. Roberto.
Thank you, Shelly. Actually, I didn't notice a section that I have here. It says discover settings, and it shows discover preference not submitted. That is right on top of the discover visibility that it says show on your system, on your page.
I don't know. That one I don't know. You've got some very special settings on yours, Roberto. I don't know what you were eating the last few days that caused that to show up on your Facebook, but it definitely it's a little bit different. Ooh, hold on a second, hold on. Okay. Somebody was saying something. Roberto, were you saying something?
No, I don't know if you want to see it, but yes, that is
no, actually, if you would do me a favor, those things that were extra for you, if you could do a screenshot for me and send them to me, and I'll just take a look at them, and I may do some research to figure out why they're there or why the other one, I think you had one that was missing and then you got one that's extra, right? So if you'll screenshot those for me, I can do a little research and see why they're there.
Roberto, are you, sorry, Shelley, Roberto, are you private or public?
That's public, I believe.
Public.
Public.
Yeah, because I had mine set on private and I wasn't showing up everything, but now I'm on public and I see everything.
Okay, well, I'll check it out.
Another thing to think about is a lot of people, and this is why when we're setting up the chat box, we need to be doing it right, because people will go on different groups and promote stuff, and then they get cut off for like however long Facebook wants to do you, and you can't post anything.
That's true. None of us want to do that, do we? Edison, do you have a question?
No, what I do have is a request. Shelley, can you go back to messaging? I just want to compare what I have on my settings. I see a number of them, they are meant to be off instead of on. So I'd like to double check that, please. Thank you.
So I will scroll back up and I'm in settings. And did you want me to go into that second item down, messaging?
No, not messaging platform, only messaging.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need to see what you have off and what is on.
So the return key is off.
Right.
Propped people is off.
Right.
Help people is off.
Right.
Send instant replies is off.
Good.
Let people know is off.
Okay.
Show a messenger greeting is off.
Right.
Appointment reminders is off, and follow-up messages is off.
Okay, so they're all off.
Yep, I guess that would have been easier for me to say, right?
Yeah. All right, got it. I got it.
All right. Any other questions, you guys?
Yeah. Okay, that's it, because I had a couple of them on instead of off.
Yeah, by default, I think there's two of them by default that are on. And so you have to go into those two and turn them off.
Although I do have a chatbot that I built, and it was in fact it has been working fine, but it's good to know that I need to take some of those settings off.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'll help you for sure.
Sure.
Any other questions, you guys? All right, let's jump into ChatBots. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And I'm going to go into my Builderall dashboard. And I'm going to go into my apps. So right here on the left-hand side, I've got apps. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then I'm going to find Facebook ChatBot, and I'm going to click that. And now I'm magically going to go into the Facebook ChatBot, and we're going to take a look at all the menu items and see if we can figure out what all these items do. And it's thinking a little bit to take me in there. So the first thing that I want to show you is up on the top right-hand side, there's a little bitty button, and it might be blocked right here. So let me move that. Right here is Facebook Logout. What that means is I am currently logged in to Facebook. If you have not used this to connect to Facebook yet, you're probably going to have a bigger button that says Facebook Login. And you're going to click that. You're going to log into Facebook. You're going to pick the pages that you want to include in either your auto answer or your chatbot. And I've got a lot of them. So you just check mark the ones that you want to include in either the auto answer or chatbot, either one. And you can select all of them if you want to. It's okay. And then when you click next, it's going to tell you what permissions it's allowed to do. And you just need to keep all of them default. Don't change anything. And then after that, it actually connects and you're going to be able to pull in your pages. Okay. So I'm going to walk through that quickly so you can actually see it. So I'm going to log out of Facebook. And when I did, it actually popped this button up. This is what you should see if you have not logged in yet with Facebook in this area. So I'm going to click continue with Facebook. And what it's going to do is it's going to say, hey, do you want to keep going as Shelly? And I'm going to say, yep, that's what I want to do. And then you get this screen. I'm going to go ahead and then you get this mute. There we go. Willie, that was you again. And then I'm going to share my screen again. So this page right here, it's going to say, what do you want to connect with? And I've got 45 pages. So I have to scroll down and check mark the ones that I want to actually add. So I've got Builderall Team Awesome. I've got Batesville Bistro. Scrolling down, I've got Builderall Hot Seat, Member Bytes. So I've got a few of them. Once I select all of the ones I want, then I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And then these are the permissions. And it says it's going to manage your pages. It's going to manage and access conversations in Messenger. And it's going to manage and access your pages, messaging conversations. We want it to be able to do all of this or it's not going to work right. So don't change anything. And then you're going to click Done. And what it'll do is make sure everything's linked up like it's supposed to be. And then you're going to click OK. And it'll take you back to Facebook Chatbot right here. So now we've got everything connected. There might be some rogue pages that were not connected, so you may see them here. And if you see them here, you can actually click them to add them to the list. So this has changed a little bit since the last time I did it. Let me show you adding a brand new page. So I've got 4 pages added right now. Let's go ahead and add a 5th page. So I'm going to log out. I'm going to log back in. I'm going to continue with Shelly. And let's add BizTech Mastery. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to click Next. And I'm going to keep my permissions the way they are. And I'm going to click Done. And then I'm going to click OK. It should take me all the way back to the chatbot. And now I need to go ahead and click Pages. And I'm looking for that BizTech Mastery. And it's not there. I think we go to Add Pages. And there's my BizTech Mastery right there. It's kind of hiding. So all I need to do is click Add Page. And now it's going to actually add it in. So now instead of 4 pages, I should have 5. And there's my BizTech Mastery right there. So now all 5 of these are ready for me to use for either the Facebook auto answer tool or the chatbot, either one. Okay, so that's how we add pages. And you guys may be creating new pages and they're not going to appear right here. And what you'll do is exactly what I just did. You'll log out of Facebook, you'll re-log back in and go ahead and pull that page in by check marking it, and then click Add New Page, and then click that little button to add it to the list. And then it'll appear on this magical list that you can use it for the auto answer and for the chatbot. Okay, everybody got that? It's changed a little bit since about 6 months ago. Doesn't quite work the same, but it still works, which is good. Okay, any questions about that one? Davida?
Yeah, my question is, and this is, I guess, is that when most of my fan pages all deal with employment issues, you know, how to start a business on a shoestring budget, you know, and I have one that's actually called AskDavidashinsky.com on there, and I think that one goes to link to my website with the same name.
Cool.
But all of them kind of deal with the same subject. So if I wanted to connect all of them through one thing, could I do that?
Yeah, you just have to whitelist all of those domains, and then you could actually put that chatbot on all of them. Yep, absolutely. Okay.
Just like, yeah, so if all my, like my membership site and my affiliate, all kind of deal with the same subject, then I can whitelist all of them in there.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and click share and share my screen. So that's the Facebook logout button. And now I'm going to go all the way over here to the left-hand side, and we're going to start talking about all of these menu items and what they do. So the first one I'm going to click is Home, and that's going to just take me to the home page. And you can see that you've got some information about the chatbot. You've got import a new Facebook page. You've got any issues that may show up, which mine says no issues at the moment, which is fabulous. So the home page is just kind of a starter page, not anything too special about it. Then I'm going to click pages, and this will show me all the pages that I've connected so far. And it should list those 5 now that I have. And my Facebook is working hard to get it. Let's see, there we go. So there's all of my pages. And with these pages, I can actually view the posts of each of these pages. Let me go ahead and mute again. There we go. All right. So I've got all 5 of these pages. I can see any of the posts that are on these pages, especially the new ones. I can click refresh to see how many subscribers I have. And you can see with Member Bytes, I actually have 73 subscribers on that chatbot. And then if I want to delete a page because I'm no longer needing to use it, I can actually click the delete button and just delete the page from the list. That doesn't mean I can't ever add it back again. If I need to add it, I can actually add it back again anytime I want to. Okay, so that is the pages area. The next one is post to answer. So this gives me a list of all the posts that I've set up to auto answer. And if you'll notice, this one right here is the exact post that we did yesterday. And I want to take you in and show you exactly what I saw once you guys jumped in and actually posted on there. So I'm going to jump into that Member Bytes and we'll take a look at that. Now, remember when I click it and open it, I'm seeing it as the page owner, okay? So I'm going to scroll down and find that post, and there's that post right there. And you can see that people actually put comments there. And I want you to notice that there's a little button that says see response. So I can actually see exactly what I automatically responded with. So if I click that see response, it's going to take me into Messenger and actually show me what my response was. So right here, it says, hello, Claude. So that was my answer to Claude. And then Claude actually answered me back. And so he said he was so excited. So I can actually see what everybody answered. There's Roberto right there. And he said hello. So I answered with the message that I had set up. And then if he had another answer, I would actually answer him back. So it's actually really cool the way this works, and you can actually see exactly what you responded to them with, and keep track of your responses right on that message. So let me go back, and it's showing 7 more comments. So you can see each one has a response right there, and I could go into each one and see how they responded, if they responded to my automated message. Okay, and they all show up on my inbox and notifications. So, and they also show up here. I could see when you guys were answering, it would pop up and tell me that I had a message on my Member Bytes page, and I could go in and actually check it. So it keeps you informed of like everything that's happening when your messenger is working for you. Okay, so let's go back here and go back into ChatBots. And right here we have the, oh, sorry, I think I have a
question.
Uh-huh.
Do the names aggregate anywhere where you could see a list of your subscribers?
Yes, actually, I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes.
Great.
All right, so we've also got import new page and view posts of existing pages to enable auto answer machine for your post. So this is the same thing as when you go up here and create a new page and then look at the posts of that page. So all of that are kind of redundant links to go to the same places that you've already been. Then we've got the features here where you can edit your automated posts, or you can delete it and make it so that it doesn't auto post anymore. Okay, so that's your post to answer area. The next one is page subscribers. When I click on there, I can actually see Member Bytes, and I've got 77. Wait a minute, I had 73 a few minutes ago. We've got some new people. But you can see people that have gone in and actually subscribed. And I have an entire list right here. If I want to choose one of my different pages that's connected, like that new Builder All Team Awesome, Right now I have 0 subscribers. So you can see that I have 0 subscribers. If I go back to my member bites, I can see each person that subscribed, and then I can actually click the little eye, the circle with the eye in it, and I can see information about that person. I can see that they're not subscribed to any specific groups that I have. I don't think I have any groups set up. And if I tag them, we'll be talking about tags in a little bit, but if I tag them, it would actually show any tags that I added to that person, or I can manually add a tag to that person. So no matter what group they're a part of, or what chatbot they're subscribed to, those tags will be carried with them, so I can identify them in some kind of way. A tag, if you remember, is almost like putting a sticker on a person. And so they walk into door number 1, you give them a sticker that says door number 1. They walk in the door number 2, they get another sticker that says door number 2. So anywhere they go, I can see those stickers, which are tags, that say, oh, Shelly's been in door number 1 and she's been in door number 2. So it's a way to kind of follow that person around and know where they've been. Okay. So that's page subscribers. Then I've got user groups. And in user groups, I can actually create a new group, and let's call this Team Awesome. And we'll select the Build Raw Team Awesome page and click Submit. So now every time somebody subscribes to Team Awesome, that page, they're going to be added to this group. So you'll see that subscriber count start to go up as people subscribe. I can click the circle with the eye in it, and I'll get information about who subscribed. And then if I don't want that group anymore, I can click the trash button. Now the groups are going to be important because later on I can do broadcast messages and send out messages to only specific groups. So let me talk to you about that a little bit. If I've got a group, a Team Awesome, and I want to send notifications to just that group through Messenger, I can actually do that. I can send to just that Team Awesome group, and they will all get the same instant message in Messenger of whatever I'm trying to tell them. So if I'm doing a live training, I might want to send out an instant message through Messenger that tells everybody in Team Awesome, hey team, I'm doing a live meeting. Here's the link, let's go. So that is a great tool to have. Imagine if I had a group that had just you guys boot campers on it, right? I could actually put an instant message in there and say, hey, boot campers, we're getting ready to go live. Let's go. And give you the link, and you would get that instantly on Facebook. So it's really, really cool what you can do with it. Okay. Again, this is when you don't want to overuse or abuse, right? No overusing, no abusing. All right, so that's what user groups are for. We'll actually talk a little bit more about user groups as we go through some examples. The next one is growth tools. This is one of the coolest areas because growth tools help us to get more subscribers and really engage people to subscribe to our chatbot. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new growth tool, and we'll call this Shelly's growth tool. And I have 3 choices. I can choose a bar, a pop-up, or a landing page. I'm going to start with the bar so you guys can see it. And then we'll attach this to Team Awesome, and I'll hit submit. And what that does is it takes me to a bar that looks like this. Okay. And that bar is set to go on a web page. So let's go ahead and look at my Team Awesome web page real quick. Let me get the link to it. So I'm going to go check out Team Awesome. So this is just a basic web page, not anything terribly special. But at the very top is where that bar would appear, right there. So it would kind of cover up where it says Team Awesome and where it has the Facebook groups and stuff. It would actually cover that up. And on that bar, I can put information about what I want to happen for that, or what I want the user to see when they go to that website. So I'm going to say something like, welcome to Team Awesome. please subscribe to our ChatBot. And we'll make the button color blue. We'll make the button size large, background white, text color blue. All that looks good. And now let's go ahead and save and preview. And what you don't see, and I'm not sure why it's not showing up, is there's a button that appears right here that they click to open up Messenger and subscribe instantly. Okay, so that means they do not have to go to your Facebook page to subscribe, and they don't have to open up the Messenger chatbot on your website. You can actually create this box to show at the top of the page, and it is very intrusive, right? You want to get it out of the way. So they click the button to subscribe. It subscribes them to the chatbot, and it works beautifully. So that's the initial state of what it starts out as. The submitted state, you can either open up a submission page. It's a page that you created saying, congratulations, you've subscribed. Or you can actually send them to a specific URL, and you can put the URL in there. So there's a couple of different things you can do. I'll do submission page, and we'll just say thank you for subscribing, and view in Messenger, and we'll do save and go ahead and save everything, the default colors and width and everything. And then actions. So when this person hits the subscribe button, do you want to add them to a specific subscriber group? Well, yeah, I want them to go in my Team Awesome group. Once they go into the Team Awesome group, do I want them to actually start a flow in the chatbot? So do I want inside the chatbot for it to actually start a chatbot conversation with them? So if I do, all I have to do is click it and choose where I want it to start at. So I might actually want to start, once they click that submit to subscribe, maybe I want to start the welcome a chat. So it says, welcome, we're so glad you're here. And they're seeing all this in the chatbot. So it's really cool. Another thing I can do is I can tag them. I can choose not to if I don't want them tagged. But if I do want them tagged, I can choose to add a tag to the subscriber, or I can remove a tag if I want to as well. When I add the tag, I can say something like subscribed. And then the next one says display pop-up again to the user after 0 days. What this means is this little bar right here, you can make it show up every single time they log in or every single time they come to the website. Or you can make it wait a certain number of days before it shows up again and give them every chance to be able to subscribe. You can set this for 0 days and it will keep popping up every time they come. Or you can set it for 365 days and they won't see this again for a year. It's whatever you want it to do. When you're done, you click save, and then your bar is ready to go. And all you do is click share, and you get this lovely code right here. And all you do with that code is actually add it to the header of your web page that you want this bar to appear. So if you want it on a specific page, you open up a HTML box, put that code in the header section, and it will show up on that page, and it's ready to start accepting subscribers. So why don't we test that out? So I'm going to go ahead and go to my Team Awesome site, and I'm going to open it up. So we'll open it up. There we go. And I'm just going to add a blank page here. So add a page. I'm going to go blank. There's my blank one. And we'll call it subscribe. And I'm going to click confirm. And, hello, I just made some money. So I added a new page. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And save again. There we go. And now on that page, I'm going to go ahead and add that, that code. So there's my box. I'm going to click share. I'm going to copy this code. And then I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to click plus. And I'm going to go down to apps and HTML box. And then from here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to edit. And remember that I need to add it to the header section. So there's my header section right there. I'm going to add that code in there. There it is. And let me go back and show you that it's in between the two head, right? The opening tag and the closing tag. And I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. Now we'll make it wide because it's got to be wide enough. So widen it up just like that. Oh my gosh, go all the way across. Let's do it this far. Like this. I think that'll work. Maybe, we'll see. And then once I do that, we'll put it up at the very top. So it's like dead smack in the way, right? There it is. And now I'm going to click save and save again. And I'm going to go to my live website. And I'm going to go to subscribe. And let's see what happens. There it is right there. So for some reason, that subscribe button is not showing, but there's actually a subscribe button that appears right there. And the user actually clicks it and they're automatically subscribed to your chatbot and they'll be listed in your subscribers. And if you remember, we also said that they would get added to the Team Awesome group and they would get the tag subscribe. So there's a lot of things that happen with that bar right there. But for some reason, the button's not showing. I'm not sure why, but we will check it later and see if it's a problem that the developers need to look at. So let's go back to the chatbot. And I'm going to do a different one. Remember, this was the bar. So let's go to the, let's go to save. And then I'm going to go back to my growth tools. And there's my Builderall Team Awesome growth tool. And I can edit that at any time I want to. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and delete that one and create a new one. So I'm going to go back to my growth tools and I'll delete it. Just take it right out of there. And I'm going to create a new one. And this one, I'm going to call it Shelly's growth tool 2. And instead of a bar, let's go ahead and choose pop-up. And we're going to attach it again to Builderall Team Awesome. And I'm going to click submit. And again, I get a visual of what this is going to look like. So I changed the header text here. So welcome to Team Awesome. And then the description, don't forget to subscribe. And then we'll leave all the button color, the size, the content type. We can do an image or a YouTube link if we want to, so we can add that in there. Let's see, let me see what image does. So we'll choose an image and we'll say Team Awesome, just like that. And then we'll leave the background color the same, header color, description color, the shadow width, and the shadow color. So all that will keep the same. And then I'll click save and preview. And there's a button that's missing. So I will definitely let the developers know what's going on with that. Then we've got the submitted state. So what happens when they click that button and subscribe? I can either choose open a submission page, or I can send them to a specific URL. So I'll go to URL and I can decide where they need to go. And then the actions, I can choose to add them to a subscriber list, which of course I'll add them to the Team Awesome group. And then I can start a flow from here. So once they subscribe, it shoots them into Messenger and starts a flow. I can tag them if I want to, create the tag name, and I can choose how often I want this same message to display. Once I've done all those settings, I click save and preview, and that shows me what this is going to look like. And then I get the share link, and there's that link again. All I do is take that same script. I'm going to copy it, and I'll go back here, and I'm going to right click this box and go to edit, and I'm going to change that script. So I'm going to take the script that's in there out and replace it with the new script and confirm. And there's my box, and I'll make it bigger so we can actually see it. And this one's smaller. We can resize it here. So there's that pop-up right there. And I'm going to go ahead and click save and then save again. And let's go ahead and see what happens. So I'm going to click refresh.
Sorry, Shelley, can you put that anywhere on the page, or is it just in one area?
It's a pop-up, so it's going to just appear kind of in the center. I don't think that you can specifically say, well, that's not true because it's a box. So I put it right there. Let me move it down and click save, and we'll see if it does anything different. So we'll move it down a bit and click save again. And we'll see if we moved it. Normally, we don't have a whole lot of control over pop-ups, but this one we might because it's in an HTML box. And there it is. So we can put it wherever we want it. Okay. Normally, there's a button below there. I don't know what happened to that button, but we'll talk to the developers and make sure that we fix that. So that's the pop-up version. The last thing that we can do, remember that we had the bar, we had the pop-up. The last one, let's go back to Growth Tools, and we'll delete this one. And we'll create a new one. And this one, we'll say it's Shelley's Growth Tool again. And this one, we're going to select a landing page. And we'll connect it again to Team Awesome and click Submit. And what happens here is we actually have a whole page. So it's a whole landing page. You can put your information here. Welcome to Team Awesome. And then your description. Don't forget to subscribe. And then we've got a button color, button size. You can see that the button's not showing up, so I'm not sure what's happening. You can put a YouTube link right there. You've got colors. So we'll click save. And there's the changes so far. Once they click the subscribe button, then we go to submitted page. So we can open a submission page, or we could go to a URL. There's the header text. We've got some description. We've got a button label, the content type that's on the button, the YouTube URL, and then defaults. And then we can save and preview. And then, of course, the actions. What actions do we want to take? Do we want to add them to a specific subscriber group? Do we want to start a flow once they hit submit? And do we want to add tags to them because they have actually subscribed to our chatbot? Once everything's done, you click save and preview. And then you're going to click share. And there's the page URL. That is the landing page. So if I highlight that and then go over here and look at the whole page, that's what's showing up right now. Again, there should be a button right there. Not sure why it's showing up. It's not showing up, but we'll talk to the developers. So those are all the things that you can do with the growth tools. Is you can create a bar, you can create a pop-up, or you can create a whole landing page. Okay. Any questions about the growth tools?
You just lost me in it because it's too many different things to do all at once. I'm going to have to go through and practice it myself to figure it out.
It's going to get harder, Davida. So definitely practice as we're going through, because once we hit the chatbot and actually start working on building a chatbot, it's going to get a little bit harder. Okay. So definitely don't ease up on it. Tonight, go back over this video, go back over the information, and follow through and see if you can do it yourself, because there's a lot to these chatbots, and there's actually a lot of planning involved when we start actually building. Roberto.
Yes, you tested on your website. Can that same link be placed on a Facebook page?
No. Nope, it's just a script to be added to a website.
A website, okay.
Mm-hmm. Chip?
If you create a landing page, do you have all the flexibility that Builderall gives in creating any sort of web page?
No, it's really, really limited. If you play with it a little bit, you'll see that you can do some things, but it's not anything like a regular landing page. It's very, very stripped down. I know. Yep, I agree. Tyree?
So in reality, this tool can be used on any page that we have with Builderall. We can even use it on a website or a blog site.
Yes, this part right here is I don't think it has anything to do with having to be a whitelisted domain page, because all you're doing is creating a subscribe button so they can click the button and actually subscribe to your chatbot.
And that chatbot, whatever page it's connected to, that's what they'll be subscribed to. So
Yep.
we can actually connect our blog site to our chat box, which connects to that Facebook page. Again, another way to create more traffic.
Right, and this is what's creating engagement as well. You can imagine that bar at the top, it just blocks everything. So if you got that bar with that button that says subscribe, they'll click it to get it out of the way.
You know, Facebook gonna ban Bulldog because we're gonna be cutting into their advertising revenue.
I know, right?
Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
You're welcome, Edison.
Question. Question. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I think Willie. Hold on, just a second. Let me get Edison, and then I'll get you. Okay.
Okay, Shelley. So I've been waiting for you to get to this particular part because I have been experimenting with the chatbots, and I've actually done an ebook chatbot.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I have in fact used the landing pages, and I had a little difficulty in terms of posting in Facebook groups or even on Facebook pages because I think that Facebook has an issue with links. Okay.
Yeah. They don't. Well, this is a guarantee. They don't like any link that takes them off of Facebook.
Right.
That's a guarantee. Now, as far as taking them to that landing page, I haven't tested this enough to see if there's maybe a code issue or something like that.
Okay. So here's what I've had to do. What I did is I simply used an image. Okay. In fact, instead of the landing page setup, I simply use a picture there, and I put it on Facebook, and I did in fact put the URL and switch the picture over it. So after a while, it looks like like it's just one complete thing, and it worked for a while. But I like the idea of the bar because I never experimented with the pop-up actually. Put it on your Facebook, or not on your Facebook, on your page or your website or whatever have you, so that when people click on it, they can go straight to the link. Because one of the difficulties that I had with the ebook is that I had to get people, when they subscribe to my my bot, I did not want to overwhelm them right away. I wanted to give them an opportunity to look at the ebook first, so it doesn't look as in your face kind of thing that you give me an ebook and already you're pointing me towards Builderall opportunity. What I did is got you to come there, read it, and ask you to come back to the bot again. And did it with a couple of people, and they were saying that it's too lengthy, too many steps, to get there. So
you don't want to make them work too hard.
Yeah. So you click on it once, you get into that flow, and you begin to take people through the process. So I think I'm going to experiment with the I like the pop-up.
Awesome. Well, I want to experiment with you guys because I may have actually lied to you. As I'm thinking this through, the Builderall Team Awesome page does not have the subscription feature approved yet because I just did that. So let's test and see Member Bytes, because that does have it approved. Let's see if our button shows up if we do a growth tool for Member Bytes. How's that sound, you guys? You up for an experiment? Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go to share. And let's go ahead and go to growth tools. And this time we'll create a new tool. And I'm going to call it Testaroonie. Perfect. And we'll do a bar, and we'll do it for Member Bytes. So I'm going to click submit. And there it is right there. And there's the button. So that is exactly what was wrong with it, was the button was not showing up because Builderall Team Awesome has not been approved for subscriptions yet, I have to wait until that's approved. Once that's approved, then that little button will show up and they can click it and actually subscribe to the chatbot. Okay. So there's so many things that happen, and that subscription is really, really important. So that's why I was telling you guys, definitely do that today, because it can take up to 5 days to get it approved. And I'd really like for you guys to be getting approved so that you can be practicing this stuff inside of your chatbot and setting it up. And there's a lot that you won't be able to do if you don't have that subscription messaging approved yet. Okay. So that is definitely homework tonight. Tyree?
I missed that part when you were, well, I don't know what I was doing when you had the part about where you had to get approved for subscription. So was that in this part of the training that we're doing today?
Yes, that was when we were going through the Facebook settings, and we went into the messaging platform, and there's a special section in there on subscription messaging that you have to get approved. You have to go through a process of applying, and it can take up to 5 business days.
Okay.
So my suggestion is to get that in tonight so that we can get them working on it today, and maybe, hopefully, by Thursday or Friday, you guys will all be approved so that you can start practicing with these things like the growth tools, okay?
Okay, because I created a build all app test page to be able to test different build all apps on that and everything else before I go to my original page. So I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Shelley.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. And we've definitely tested out the growth tools. To me, this is fantastic because, again, you've got that fabulous little button. It makes it so easy to subscribe. If they're logged into Facebook, it's going to automatically pull up their name. They click the button and shazam, they're subscribed. So it's fabulous. You can do the bar, you can do the pop-up, or you can do an actual landing page. So the next area we're going to look at is broadcasting. And in broadcasting, we have the ability to actually send out individual messages through Messenger to either a single person, a group, or the entire list. So if I go through here and click create a new broadcast, I'm going to call it testing. Let me spell it right. And I'll click the group member bytes. That's where I think we had about 77 people. So I'm going to click submit. And that's going to pull up this area right here where I can send a broadcast message, and I can actually use these tools right here. So I can add a message with text. I can add a message with buttons. I can add a message with text, images, and buttons, or I can add a message with multimedia like a video. So I'm just going to do add a message with text, and I'm going to set this post. We'll say Shelley is testing for the ChatBot boot camp. All right. So I made it a very, very simple message, and I'm going to go ahead and click save changes to make sure all my changes are saved. And I want you to notice, guys, that this is the first step. I could add multiple steps to this message. I could add multiple sections, like another message with just text or another message with just buttons. I could add a new step, so I can have multiple steps in here. We'll get into this more when we start actually building our chatbot. But this is just like a mini chatbot that we're putting together that we're going to broadcast out to this entire list. So I'm going to make it simple. So all 77 of my people are going to get this. And it's going to say Shelley's testing for the ChatBot Bootcamp. And when they get it, it's going to be funny because most of them will go, yep, Shelley's testing for the bootcamp. So here it goes, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and click the broadcast. And what it does is it says, do you want to send this to everybody on the list? Do you want to send it to a specific group? Or do you want to send it to people that only have specific tags? I'm going to send it to everybody. And now I get to choose what kind of push type this is. There's a regular push, a silent push, and no push. And each one of these means something different. And I'm going to see if I can find my document that has that information. So hang on just a second, because this one was a challenge to remember exactly what the pushes were. So hang on, you guys. This is the ChatBot. Hang on. You can't.
This is the inner sanctum of Shelley's mind.
I know, right? There we go. I think this might be it. Nope, that's not it. Magic funnel, no. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. I was just looking at it like a few minutes ago, and I was telling myself, Shelley, you should probably move that over so that you can find it, and I didn't do it. So let me look one more time, you guys. I don't think it's in there. No. Young entrepreneurs. Y'all hang in there with me. Boot camp messages, no. By Facebook state plans. Username, no. Filter ID, no. OMG. Tuesday night training, welcome. YouTube description, YouTube thumbnail, no. So we'll just look it up on the internet because that's how I found it the first time. So push notification types. So we'll go to Google and we'll go to push notification type. Here we go. And let's see, 8 types of push notifications. We don't need that many. How about 3? Let's see if this has the answer. We've got time and event. Nope, that's not it. It's like a silent push, and there we go. A simple push. That might be one of them. Let's see if that's one of them. So I've got silent, regular, and no push. So that's not it. Let me put those in the search. So
would it be faster to just try each of them?
No, because each one's different. And they're just different.
Okay.
Let's see. I will have to find that for you guys and put it in. But I mean, there are things. The difference between them is regular push is when they get a message instantly and it pops up. I think the silent is when it pushes, but there's no pop up. And then the no push is when it just appears in their notifications, but it doesn't like give them any indication that they actually got a new message. There's like 3 different ways. I will make sure that those are in the resources so that you guys can see them. But each push is a little bit different. You guys are used to regular pushes. And so that's what I typically choose is a regular push. And what that does is pushes to the recipient and typically pops up the messenger window as well. So it's a regular push that is very noticeable, okay? So we can actually go ahead and send now. So I'm gonna go ahead and click send now. And it is now sent out to 77 people. And we'll see if I'm one of those. I'm not sure if I'm on there or not. So it's still thinking because it's still sending. So it's actually sent. And let's see if we got any notifications here. Nope. So I may not have subscribed to my own messenger, but it will send to all 77 of them, and it should pop up and give them a notice of
I got it.
I got it.
Did you get it? It's so exciting when you guys get it. So did it pop up? Did it open the messenger window for you?
It went to my, to the messenger, and it went right up.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, to me, that's the best ways to do regular push. A silent push, I don't think pops up the window. And then the last push, whichever one that was, hidden push or whatever it was, that actually doesn't give you like almost any indication. I think maybe the only indication is that you have the little red circle with a 1 on there. So each one is different. If you want to get their attention, you're going to do a regular push. No doubt about it. Tyree?
Is this a feature that we could tie in our browser notification, tie that into this also?
Browser notifications is a completely different JavaScript code, right? So they're not tied in together, but there is a way to schedule messages. We'll actually talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen again. And so that's the broadcast. I don't want to send out any more messages, you guys. I want to test the other two to see what happens, but I don't want to test on all 77 of my people. They already hate me enough that I test as it is. So, so I will let you guys test it. You subscribe to your own chatbots and you guys test, but I will make sure to get you the information on what the different pushes actually do. Okay, so that's broadcasting. The next one is flows. I'm going to go ahead and click this button. And this is where the meat and bones of the chatbot is. This is where you're going to actually build all of your steps. You're going to put all of your content in there, and you're going to organize it in a way that you can see that flow and what's happening with your clients. And I just want to give you an idea of what this can look like. If I go to this Builder All Lead Generation chatbot, if I click Edit, you can actually see all of the steps. So these are all of the steps that are involved. And then each of these steps has little areas that you can set up for messages for text. You can do buttons, you can do images. Right here I have an image. And we can also look at this same thing. This is a very flat version. If I go to the interactive flow builder, I'm going to go ahead and click that. You're going to see the same exact chatbot, but you're going to see it kind of in a graphic way so that you can actually see it, how it's actually working in your system. So this is just a little bit different way to see it. And you can see how each of these boxes are connected. So you see that right there, that button is going to lead the person over here to this menu. It gets a little crazy and a little bit hairy when you've got a big one like this to keep track of it. So the number one thing I'm going to teach you is to actually make sure you plan out your chatbots first. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Has anybody ever heard that before? Yeah. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And with chatbots, that is so true, because you can lose yourself in trying to build these flows and the steps, and you get lost in what's happening with all the information and what menu are they going to, how do they get back to a main menu. If you're not careful in planning, it will absolutely get out of hand, guaranteed. It's a lot like when we talked about building sales funnels. And remember, I preached to you, build the blueprint first. Then you see what you're building, and it makes it a lot easier to go in and build it. And chatbots are the exact same way. You want to build that chatbot, write it out first, what you want to do, and then start building. Promise you, if you're building a big chatbot and you don't draw it out first, you're going to get mired down and lost. It's really, really difficult. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll share screen again. We will play in the flows tomorrow. So I'm going to keep going through the menu real quick. The next one is automation. And with automation, all I do is choose my page. And right here, I get to choose what the default reply is. What that means is if they type something in and I don't know what the crap they said, I can actually build a default reply in that says, dude, I have no idea what you're saying. Can you try that again? Or you can just, make a general answer. Say something like, I'm sorry, we didn't understand. Can you choose from the buttons above, or can you type a start and we'll restart the chatbot for you? But this is a default reply if it doesn't understand what the person has typed in. The next one is the reply rules. Right here, I've got it set up. So if I type the word start in the messenger bot, it's going to start this flow, the tester flow for me. So all I have to do is type in the word start, and it will start that flow for me. This is actually really cool because this is where you have that ability to put in hidden areas into your chatbot, because you can set it to start any flow with any word you want. So let's say you're part of Team Awesome, and we've got some great software that we want to give away to you, but only for a certain number of people that have the word awesome, right? We tell them, Tyree, Willie, Bradley, Evelyn, Edison, all of you are very, very special. So I want you to go to the chatbot right now and type in the word awesome. And that word will pull up that special flow that nobody else gets to see except the ones that know to type in the word awesome. And then I can deliver whatever I want in that flow. Okay, so it allows you to kind of hide stuff away. It also allows you to make it faster for them to pull up stuff that's pretty common, right? So hours of operation, maybe you want to put in the word hours and it will take them straight to hours of operation, right? So you can come up with some common words that they might use to be able to pull up things fast. Hours for hours of operation, location for a map, things like that, right? So you can put those in that are common words that they might be used to go to specific areas in the chatbot. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And the last one we have is the welcome message. And this is the message that appears when the chatbot opens up for the first time. So for mine, I put welcome and then user first name. And then I put in, please type start to begin. So if they type the word start, I set a reply rule that said, if they type the word start in, start this flow. So the welcome message gives them the instructions on how to start the first flow. You see that? Got it? Okay, fabulous. Right, I'm gonna go jump back in again. And so now we go to scheduling. And with scheduling, we can actually schedule our messages that are going to go out. So I'm going to put schedule here. Let me spell it right. S-C-H-E-D-U-L-E. And then I can actually schedule to send on a specific date, send with a delay, send an event reminder, or repeat this message every X number of days. So I've got a lot of power just in those little sections right there. And this is what I think you were asking about, Tyree. You can send on a specific date. You can schedule this to send with a delay. So maybe don't send it right now, send it in 2 hours. I can send an event reminder. So set it up so that it sends on a specific date and time to remind people of an event. Or I can make this message repeat every 2 days or 7 days or 30 days. So I can do a lot of different things here. And then all I do is set up the message and it's set to and scheduled to go out. So I have a lot of power here for sure to set up a schedule for messages to go out. The next area I have is bot for the website. And this is where I set up the code that I'm going to get to add the chatbot to my website. So I've already got this set up for member bytes. And all I did was click create bot for website. And then I go in here and I get the embed code. And right here is where you get those whitelisted domains. Remember I told you they were going to give you instructions? There's the instructions right there. Those are the whitelisted domains. So whenever you're connecting the chatbot to your website, you're going to do that right here where it says bot for website. When you go to set it up, it's going to tell you what's whitelisted. Then you copy this script and then put it into an HTML box like we did a little while ago for the growth tools. And that chatbot will show up on your website. It's actually that easy. It really does work. Okay, we'll do more of that the more we play with the system. The next one is integration. This is a really new one, but it allows you to integrate with the webinar so that when people are typing in the chat during the webinar, you do not have to be actively on the webinar to see the chat questions or comments and to respond to them. It actually integrates the chat bot into the webinar so that you can be sitting on the beach enjoying the sun and answering people as they're watching your webinar. It's actually really, really cool. It's still really new, but all you have to do is click integration, and then you integrate it with the webinar system. You select the page that you're integrating with and where you're going to send the messages to, and you hit submit, and it actually integrates into your webinar for you so you can keep track of people without having to be actively on the webinar with them. So that one's a really cool one, and I can't wait to set that up. It's still really new, so I haven't set that up yet. But hopefully we may have a chance to do that in here. We've got 7 whole days together, so we'll see. And then the last one, if there's any problems with the system, it'll create an error report, and it will put those errors in here. And then if you have any issues, support will jump in and take a look at any errors you might have. So we've actually gone through the entire menu. No time to actually put together a basic chatbot today, but we will tackle that tomorrow. So let's talk about what your homework is to make sure you understand completely what your homework is, okay? So the first one, if you haven't done it already, you need to create a page. And don't create a group, only a page, because we cannot actually add a Facebook chatbot to a group. We can only add it to a Facebook page. So make sure if you do not have a page yet, that you create a page. The second thing that you need to do is go through those Facebook settings in the messaging and then the messenger platform and set those settings, the 2 most important being whitelist and subscription messaging. Those are the 2 that are the most important. If you're not ready to whitelist because you don't know what domain you're going to put it on yet, it's okay to wait. But the subscription messaging you must do, because it can take up to 5 business days to get it approved. And we really want to try to get it approved before we finish our course so that you can start using some of the things that we're actually learning about, okay? So do that tonight. Are there any questions, you guys? I'll go Brad, then Roberto, then Edison, and then Hadassah. Okay,
first a statement. Now I know why the Builderall mascot is an octopus.
This is the
see all the flow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
The other thing is for the whitelisting, you mentioned cuinbox.com. Do we have to sign up for that, or is that just we have to just put that HTTP tag in there?
That's right. All you got to do is put it in there. There's nothing to sign up. It's actually a service that the chatbot uses to be able to go back and forth.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
All right. I think Roberto is next.
Yes, Shelly, just real quick. I didn't send the request on the Facebook page yet, but I was able to create the link with the button that it was not showing on your end. I believe it is a matter of probably that page that you were trying to create that thing for. It is not connected with your chatbot.
Good. Yeah, I'll check that again. I'll definitely check it and see if it's connected. Thank you. I think next was Edison.
Okay, Shelly, can I just briefly share my screen? I need to show you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Just a second here. Where is it? Right. Chatbot. Share. Yeah. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Tools. Yeah. Okay. So here is okay. Here is my it's not okay. I'm looking, the link is not actually, it's not showing up. Is it, let me move this out of the way. Just a second. I think the Zoom.
Yeah, the Zoom tends to get right in the way.
Yeah. Had me a little bit confused, right? Okay. So here's what. This is my ebook.
Great.
Yeah, obviously. So this is what I created in the Grow tool. However, for me to share it, so if I'm sharing, I have to use this link.
Right.
Okay,
URL. That's right.
together with the image to post on Facebook.
Yes.
Wherever else I want to post it. So my question is, can I have this link embedded in this image so that once you click on the image, that's it? Is that
that one I don't know, because I have not played with the page enough. I don't think there's any way to make the image a clickable link.
okay? Okay. That's so that's my
The whole point actually is not to get them to click on the book, it's to get them to click on that button.
yeah, but what happens is that the moment, so if I click on this button, okay, it's going to take me into a messenger page similar to this. And then you have to click now again to view in messenger. If I do this, yeah, it's going to take me there. So now you come into this particular page and then you click again. So this is what I'm trying to.
It is a lot of clicking. It's not quite that much clicking if they're already signed in. I don't think it's quite that much clicking. And remember that you can set up the flow that happens when they do click to go into Messenger. It can initiate a whatever flow you want to initiate.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is to shorten all of this instead of having it so lengthy. Yeah.
The only way I think you could shorten it is just if they were logged in. I think that's the only way. I don't think there's going to be any other way that you can shorten it.
Okay. But even if they are logged in,
even with the bar, they have to do all those same things. Even with the pop-up, they have to do all those same things.
Okay. All right. I've got some other questions, but at tomorrow's session, yeah. Okay.
That's good. I think the next one after Edison was Hadassah.
Hadassah, yes. Hi. I have a couple of questions, Shelley, regarding the advanced messaging features. You know, I already did that, and I got I was not approved. So my question to you is, could I apply again, number one? And number two, how limited am I for as far as sending messages since I'm not going to be able to use that feature? How far can I go?
You'll be very limited because you won't be able to get subscribers. So I've never been refused, and I've not known anyone to be refused for the subscription messaging. Really? So what I would do, Hadassah, is do just a Google search and just put in there subscription messaging, maybe
denied
or denied, and see if you can come up with any information on what to do if you are denied, because I'm not sure what you have to do.
Okay, Shelley.
Okay. Edison's I think got an answer.
Yeah. Okay, so I in setting up my page, I have been refused. Facebook will normally they will tell you what the queries are, and as long as you address it, then they will. It's just keep going back and forth until they approve it. It's not like they refuse and they don't ever approve it.
Really?
When I started, I had a few questions, and in fact, my script in terms of describing what I was going to do with my group, it was not adequate, and Facebook sent me back, giving me an idea of how it should be structured, and I did it, and eventually I was approved. So you just have to keep trying, and you're going to get.
Fantastic. So keep trying, Hadassah, and keep addressing whatever issues they brought up with why they denied you, and then, as Edison said, you'll get approved.
Okay, that was it. And then the other thing, I send you some information privately on the 24+1 rule on Facebook.
Okay.
Get more information about that.
Great. I will take a look at that, and then I'll address that tomorrow if that's okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think that Willie, and then Tyree, and then Dominic. Woo! All right, Willie Bradley, what you got, dude?
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. To Edison, I found out something how you can put a picture link and have it linked up to a ebook. You go to enigmatimage.io, put the image in there and put the website you wanted to go to. They're gonna give you a special link.
And man, Willie, I like you.
And you go to any page you want it on, and you put the post in, you put it up there, and it's gonna put up the image, and you can go back and erase the link, and you put anything you want in there. Actually, I can show you if you want me to.
Yeah, I would love for you to.
I gotta find a screen now. All right. Let me know when you see my screen.
Not yet. It's thinking about it.
Is it showing up yet?
Yep, I see Facebook ChatBot, and you're on the problems page.
All right. Let me see. This is something that I did right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you go over here, go to any image. It comes up and all right. This is a logo that I made right here. And I can come down here, look at it. And you can make it small, like that, or large. Finish. And there you go.
Great.
Copy that. Then come back over here. And I'm just going to put it right there. Paste it. Bam. And you can go back there. Erase that.
And it's a clickable image. That's great. Yay. Great, great, great. So that still doesn't solve the issue of the clickable link on the growth tool page.
Actually, you can put it in the messenger.
Yeah, but what Edison was it Edison? Edison was asking about a clickable, like his ebook, having that ebook clickable so they could go to whatever URL he wanted to add. So I don't think that you could do that on the growth tools landing.
This one, I think, this will take you straight to the web page that I'm working on right now.
Right, but I don't think it quite solves what the other issue was with the growth tools landing page. That's a completely different beast, and it only allows you to upload an image. So you can't put like a URL on it.
Shelley, if I may just interject, I think that is exactly because when he clicked on it, it took him to that URL. Now, what I want to do is to put up an image, such as my book image, and I can simply do the same thing that he did, so that when anyone comes and they click on that ebook image, it's going to take them straight into Messenger, because that's where the growth tool takes you. If your Messenger is on, it's going to...
I agree, but if you look at the link, it was a URL. It was not like a JPEG or a PNG or something like that.
Oh, no. Okay. So instead of... So Facebook tends to challenge if that URL, depending on if it's not... okay, like CU inbox is probably, that's their own. And each time you do a growth tool, it's going to have a CU inbox, but there's some numbers at the end of it, okay? So that you can differentiate the different ones. And I think what he has shown there can probably work. I'm going to experiment with it. Okay? So that when someone comes, they're not going to be seeing any kind of link, because the moment someone sees a link, they start thinking about it's spam. It's going to be somewhere. If you click on that link and your messenger opens and you get those instructions, I think people will continue to follow it. It's the idea behind it is simply to build organic reach, to get people to come in.
I think I understand exactly what you're talking about now. You're talking about the link that goes from Facebook to the landing page.
Correct.
I got it now. Yeah, that'll work for that.
Yeah, so from that standpoint, yeah.
Yep. All right, who was next? Tyree?
Two questions. One, you can probably answer after we get through all this, because it's pertaining to the magazine app. But the first one I had is that I created a page last night. I was using a dumb box, and I followed the steps that we had yesterday. But I did not receive a response to my own message. And I also went to page view as page viewer, and I tried that, and it still didn't work. So my question is, when we create that new page and we use the done by, does that page still have to be approved before that could work?
No, that should work right away.
Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll go back when we finish this training today. I'll go back and redo my steps, and if it still doesn't work, I'll let you know about tomorrow.
Okay, and have someone that obviously doesn't sign in as you, have them test it as well. So say, hey, I want you to go to this page and just type howdy on this post, and see if it does anything for you. Okay.
Okay, I have this terrific guy in Ireland. I'll get with him to do that.
Sounds good to me.
and when you finish answering all the questions I have about this training, I have one I need to ask about the magazine.
I'll probably hold the magazine because I've got somebody actually waiting for me. So if you can hold that till tomorrow, I will answer it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, it wasn't about how it works. It wasn't about how it works. It's just that it's in my back. The thing is in my back office. When I click on it, it doesn't go anywhere. It just come right back to the page.
Yeah, they were having issues with that with Canvas, and they fixed it. So if they're still having that issue with the magazine app, just let support know so they know that it's going to the dashboard instead of to the app, and they'll work on fixing it.
Okay, because Canvas worked fine. Okay, so yeah. I'll give a support. Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome. I think Dominic was next.
All right, I unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm outside, so they're probably got a lot of wind. No, this is not related to the chat box. I just had a quick question. Were those Rebel colors you're wearing on your profile?
On the football jersey? No.
Yeah.
Those are Denver Broncos, dude. Broncos for life.
Oh, okay. Okay. Second, if your voice is cracking, how are you gonna beat me?
I won't this
week. How are you gonna take my karaoke crown?
I won't this week, but next week. All right, Willie Bradley, I think you have a question.
Tyree, what you can do, you can go in incognito. If you don't have anybody else, you can go on your own screen and just go into incognito.
Yep, you can.
Okay, thank you, Willie. I forget all about that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go because I definitely, let me get Evelyn. I think Evelyn's been sitting
I'm out of a job.
Hold on. Evelyn has a question. Go, Evelyn. Let's hear it. She's trying to handle me. There you go. You got it.
This bootcamp is recorded.
Yes.
Can the new affiliate using their 7-day free trial use this recorded?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's actually the dashboard now, you guys. So if you go to tutorials and training, there's a button now that says boot camps, and that takes you straight to the boot camp area where you can watch any of the boot camps.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. You guys have been phenomenal. And let me tell you, it's going to get harder from here. So I want you to be, remember that you guys are budding brain surgeons, because we're going to take the mystery out of it, and it's not going to be hard anymore. So the first couple days are hard, but as we play in it some more and we start to take that mystery out of it, it's not going to be hard anymore. So keep hanging in there and you will get it. Okay.
You get a feel for how my disability affects my learning on something
everybody has their own things that they have trouble with, right? So you have to have that mindset that you're going to become the brain surgeon. You're going to put the time in, you're going to put the effort in, you're going to stick with it, and the mystery is going to go away eventually. And then this is going to be old hat and you'll understand it. So we've still got 5 more days together. We're still going to do a lot of stuff together. So hang in there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. You did a fabulous job today. Don't forget your homework. Create your page. Whitelist if you know what your domain is going to be, and make sure you apply for subscription messaging. All of this will go up into the replay area, and I also have the resources for you as well. So I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, you guys. Have a great one.
Thanks, Shirley. Thanks a million.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
All the best. See everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.